welcome back to my channel. My name is Wemimo and I'm also known as Tatmam5 and also known as TMO5 Candle Co. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back. So obviously from the title of this video, you know why I'm actually here. You know why I've actually come here to share this. Not really, obviously reporting somebody else's marriage breaking down, it's really not a good news. However, this news broke out to the open from both parties, or I should say from AY himself, over the weekend. Obviously, Gistlover, as you all know, Gistlover kind of like dropped a hint late last year that there was fire in the marriage of AY and MABEL MAKUN. So obviously, MABEL MAKUN, the wife of popular Nigerian AY MAKUN, has shared an unclear yet a very telling message on her Instagram. So a post came shortly after AY posted a public message addressing the challenges in their marriage, and obviously saying that there's been a lot of misinformation being spread around in regards to their marriage. So obviously MABEL dropped, MAKUN, AY dropped a message on social media about the fact that he's not going to entertain social media with the news of how his marriage slipped out of his hands. So according to AY, he said many people believe that staying silent simply means that one is incapable of dealing with issues. Projecting a negative narrative against someone who is not struggling to defend himself doesn't mean he is weak. Some of us are just logical enough to understand the differences between opinions, values, beliefs, and facts. The personality and ability that I possess simply confirm that I have reached that stage in my life where I cannot be entertaining the public with deep personal family issues. And I agree with AY there. They just might be too much to handle concerning the individuals involved, not even when I have a grown-up daughter who has access to social media. Yul Edochie has left the charts. Her mental health needs to be protected from saying things she cannot be proud of online. Yes, without compromising my family, I have found myself doing some things that I am not proud of today. It is one thing to watch my friendship marriage of 20 years slip off my hands, but it's another thing for the parties involved to understand how to appropriate the blames in a space that is designed for most women to always play the victims and win. I can tell you for free that no one is completely innocent enough to cast stones. So I believe that like a glass boost from AY. So obviously there's been alleged news of AY impregnating 2 women or 3 women. There was a lot of alleged cajoling for one of the women he impregnated to remove the pregnancy. How through all this I'm not sure, but all of these were posted on social media, Gistlover, Instablog. Gistlover just dropped everything raw as it is. So the last paragraph of AY's message about his marriage slipping out of his hands was: presently I am loving the way that lies about me in all these blogs are traveling faster than the truth, but my painful truth will eventually beat away all the lies. So with that being said, MABEL now went on and posted like a video that says, "Distance is my new response to disrespect. I don't react, I don't argue, I don't dive into the drama. I simply remove myself." So obviously this union has kind of like disappeared in our eyes. And one thing I just want to say is that, am I shocked? No. Am I surprised? No. If the most richest woman in Nigeria could end a marriage, or if a marriage could end, who is AY's marriage not to end? So we all heard how Folorunsho Alakija, who is the richest woman in Nigeria, how a marriage of 30 years and over ended with her husband Modupe that's my name as well. Her husband is my namesake. So the richest woman in Nigeria, Folorunsho Alakija, and her marriage and her husband, their marriage ended after 30 years together. So if a marriage of 30 years could end, what is 20 years of marriage? You know, in this AY and Mabel's issue that we are talking about. So obviously there's been a lot of goes, like people were like, yeah, AY is the one to be blamed in this instance, and like people were really bashing AY that man, you have everything, she's beautiful, she obviously, they had a second child last year. And I just think, this is my opinion though, I think that their marriage has probably been suffering for a while. Obviously it took them a while before they had their second child. I believe their oldest child is 12 years and above now, and obviously a woman who is trying to conceive, I don't know if she was trying to conceive during those years, but waiting 12 years to have another child, I believe, my own opinion, they were struggling to have another child. So that alone could put a strain within a marriage. No matter how loved up they are, it could put a strain. The man might not feel like it's a big deal, like we already have a child, but the woman will feel as if she is not complete yet, because in Yoruba adage, with Yoruba people always say that someone who has one child is like someone who has no child at all. So I guess she was feeling that way. But then with this write-up that AY wrote, there's no iota of I am sorry in it. I don't think AY feels he has anything to apologize for. And his wife also, obviously she has not come out to say a lot other than that, she's keeping distance, she's not she's not responding to anything and all of that. So also someone came out, area father, we all know, Charlie Boy, came out to say sometimes most broken marriages produce the strongest individuals. So that was Charlie Boy saying that, yes, for the fact that you guys went your own ways, it might just be for the best. So according to Area Father 1, I beg you, make una leave AY alone. It is not always true that a broken marriage is a reflection of failure, but rather an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. Sometimes the most broken marriages produce the strongest individuals. 20 years no be beans, and now well done. AY, Eddie, okay, it's unfortunate, but shit happens. Who never fucked up? Raise up your hands. So that's Charlie Boy there saying, yeah, just because they are married broke down does not mean that they're going to be terrible. That it could be that it's just another set of discovery for them to discover their lives. And obviously marriage of 20 years, 2 children, like like Area Father said, Charlie Boy said, it's not beans. And I just felt that in this regard, public, like social media are not joking. Social media is not joking at all. They've been pointing the finger at AY, saying that he was definitely the one to be blamed in all of these shenanigans that has happened. There's been lots of bad goes everywhere. Like people are kind of like blaming AY. And for me, like I said earlier on, that I felt that they've been having an issue for a very long time before they actually have their child. And this just goes to show that if a marriage is about to collapse, if the heart of the woman is no longer there, if the heart of the man is no longer there, making babies is not going to solidify that marriage. That's one thing I know that for sure, because we've seen other celebrity marriages whereby they're about to break up, and then before you know it, the wife got pregnant, and then shortly after the wife had the baby, they went their separate ways. Another example of this will be Cora Obidi and her husband. Obviously there's been issues of infidelity and whatever in between them. I don't know who infidel, whatever, I don't know who did what between both of them, but obviously look at that. She had a baby. Was it hours after she had a baby that her husband Justin filed for divorce and divorced her? So in this regard, it just goes on to show that money it does not buy happiness in marriages. Marriage is a lot of deal, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, because according to AY in his write-up, it made it come across as if both of them are caught in the same lies. Like if people are pointing the fingers at AY, that AY impregnated 3 women, 2 from BBN and some were like an actress or a wife of an actor or something, and that also is nobody's innocent according to AY's write-up, that nobody's innocent, so maybe they both played away match. And there's also been comments everywhere that obviously AY infected her with so many STDs and yet she stayed. Like, people had so many things to say. It's just so sad that, you know, like everybody said, a marriage of 20 years is no joke. And there are lots of comments everywhere with women saying they would never leave their husband if their husband cheats. But then men often get away with things like this. Now let's be frank with one another. Men will do the cheating over and over and over again, and women will forgive. And like I said, from all the comments that people have been dropping, I cannot leave my husband because he cheats. But will that be the same? Will that remain the same if the table were to be turned? Will that be the same if you keep cheating and cheating as a woman, keep cheating and cheating as a woman? Will your husband keep you? For me, the grounds that I felt for a marriage to go in separate ways, there's no one theory fits it all. But one thing for me, and one stance for me, is DV. If there's a DV, physical DV, if there's one, that's enough for me to, like, you know, pack my bags and I will not look back. I mean, there's nothing anybody in the world will say to me. I will pack my bags and leave. And there are other things that I would grab and add to that, but that's my personal opinion and it's what it would apply. So I'm not about to share that out here. So the things that will actually make me walk out forever and not look back would be DV. If there's ever one, yeah, DV. And other things. So I'm not going to say, oh, if my husband cheats, I'm not going to leave, or I will leave. That is, theories can be applied to individual marriages. So it's so sad that, you know, a union that's produced children has gone off this way, and some people are crazy in the comment section, honestly. So if I can find that comment, I'll leave it on the screen. Someone was like, this AY do quick, make you finalize your divorce. You know how many men that have queuing to have your wife? That kind of talk alone could make a man go mad. That if peradventure he sees that comment, it could make his head spark, like, you know, say as the hip wide, you know, say as the babe set, that you know how many men with the queue to collect your wife now, to, you know, go after your wife now. Just as that Florence Alakija also said that shortly after she announced her divorce, 100 men were in her DM, like, you know, they want her. They want her, and I would imagine that they want her because obviously she's stinking rich. And you would also want to think that a marriage of 30 years, she's probably getting geared up for her kids to now start giving her grandkids. And then their marriage went howl. Like, in this regard, what can we say could have caused their marriage to come to an end? A marriage of 30 years, the wife is thinking rich, like she's the richest woman in Nigeria. What do you think could have caused them to go apart? Did they grow out of love? Did they no longer have affection for each other? Because the social media people like me, all of us, we don't know what actually transpired. We don't know what actually caused the breakdown in their marriage. So I don't know, this marriage thing, only God can save. Only God can save. I just pray and hope that regardless of what might have happened in their marriages, that they both come to a conclusion on how to make sure their kids are being cared for, the mental health of their kids is being protected, that the kids don't feel the impact of what might have happened between both of them. Because at the end of the day, when a marriage collapses, especially a marriage with children involved, it's the children that are caught in between. Because that is when maybe if the wife happens to be the one that has the kids, then the wife will start, you know, depriving the man from seeing the children. Or if it was the other way around, if it's a man that has the kids and then the man starts kind of like deprive the woman from seeing the kids. I just hope it does not come to that extent before, so that things don't get worse for their kids. Because, you know, childhood trauma is real, and childhood trauma doesn't have to be abuse. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be beaten or anything like that. So many things could contribute to childhood trauma. Me that I'm sitting here, that I'm talking to you, I have my own childhood trauma that I'm hoping that I will grow out of, that would resolve itself. Yeah, I have a childhood trauma, and it's just not one, a few. Yes, so hence why I'm just kind of like hoping that things work out between these two. I mean, for the fact that they've come out there to, you know, say that they are eventually going out of their, going away, you know, going their separate ways. So I just hope that God just, you know, put a calm umbrella onto marriages to last longer. Anyway, guys, this is just my own thoughts and opinion about what I felt was going on, or what could have caused all of these marriages to collapse. And if you have your thought there, please feel free to share it in the comment section. How do you think marriage, like what do you think is actually happening to marriages nowadays? And this time around, this is the marriage of people that are rich, they are stinking rich, they have money. Like, what do you think would have held their marriage together? And in terms of the Alakija as well, what do you think could have gone wrong in their marriage after 30 years? AY and Mabel are 20 years. Yul and May are 20 years plus. Alakija is 30 years and over. Like, these years are no beans at all. Anyway, this is the end of my video. Don't forget to like, drop a comment in the comment section, subscribe if you're here to do so, turn on the post notification so you don't miss any other video from me, share this video, and I hope to catch up with you in my next one. All right, bye.